Whether you're coming to a yoga practice, which you obviously have done, whether you're coming to a yoga practice or just getting out of bed in the morning, get in the game, get fully in the game and let the movements feel good. Let them be good. Don't worry about how good, just let it be good enough. How are you? I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. I think that's the best part. We practice live every single day, start to finish, no cuts, no takes. It's just very real, like being in a real class, but you're doing it from the privacy of your own home. You're doing it the way you want to do it. No intimidation zone, no stress zone, and especially, don't hold yourself responsible for, oh my gosh, I got to do every pose perfectly. Let it go, let it go. This is a place where you have fun with your yoga. Good enough is good enough, and most importantly, do what's right for your body. As the bottom of the screen says, and as those little disclaimers in the front said, do what feels good for your body. Don't hurt it. If something hurts, back out of it, take it to a lesser percent. Do what feels right for you. Not everything is right for everybody. Today is our Yoga Plus. What is the plus? The plus is Barre, the plus is Pilates, the plus is weights, the plus is whatever you want it to be. Every day is different. Check us out. It's all designed to work together to make you more flexible, more mobile, and stronger in everything you got. All right. You're gonna need some props today. The props, maybe a couple little hand weights. Don't have hand weights? Grab 2 water bottles or 2 cans of leftover pumpkin from your pantry. Have a little bit of weights, a little bit of resistance. Maybe you've got hand weights. I've got little 3-pound weights. Have a little ball, that's little not so much inflated. Have a ball, the squishy ball. If you don't have it, don't sweat it. 2 yoga blocks. Perhaps you have your strap and have some water handy. Let's come on up to standing. Oh my gosh, we're gonna start. We're gonna jump right on in. I got some fun things to share with you, a couple words that are kind of fun. We'll get to those in a minute. So come on up to a standing position. In your standing position, let's take our confident stance. All right, lock in your head on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, whatever it is, a stress number. Think of the smiley face to frowny face at the doctor's office. Lock in a number, give it a name, and remember that number. We're gonna come back to it in the end. Strike a pose of confidence. That means hands on your hips. If you have a chair nearby and you wanna lean on it, feel free to do that, whatever it takes. So you're gonna stand, feet are wider than hip width distance apart, hands to your hips, squeeze your elbows back and down, and lift your chest. Get into your head that I can do it. Yes, you can, because you can. Start with your foundation. Start to rise on up to the balls of your feet. All right, you're wide, you're picking up space, your chest is full, it's projecting, your hands are comfortably on your hips, shoulders back and down, lift and lower on your feet. As you do so, take a deep breath in through your nose, and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. All right, here's a word to think about today as you practice. We always have a word every day to think about, and the word is wholeness. There you go, it's like magic, right? The word is wholeness, and wholeness means the full amount. The entire thing, the full, the total, the extent of it, the total, the undivided, the intact, the good enough, all right? You are whole, you are perfect just the way you are, believe it. All right, as you rise up onto the balls of your feet, come on down, perhaps onto your heels, and then lift your toes and give them a wiggle. So you're finding your foundation in your feet. You're waking up, your feet, and that's important too. Wake up, stretch, and move. We'll talk about that in a second. All right, so plant your feet good and solid on the ground. Calves are talking to you, aren't they? Maybe move your feet in a little bit. Lift your arms on up high to the sky. Take an extended mountain pose. Breathe, lengthen up. Okay, I'll stand here. Lengthen up through your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out, sigh it out. Bring your hands to your low back and take a baby back bend. Look up to the sky, push your hips forward and breathe. When you're ready, exhale, fold forward. Fold forward, let your arms hang toward the earth. Let your gaze go back toward your belly button. Let your hands come down toward the earth. They don't have to come all the way. Put a little bend in your knees if that feels good. Shake your neck as the crown of your head is toward the earth. When you're ready, sweep your arms up. Inhale, come on back up to your extended mountain pose. Interlace your fingers, palm tree pose. Send your palms up to the sky. Now start to move side to side. Sway here. All right, like a big stretch in the morning, right? So have you ever wondered when your cats and dogs first get up, what do? They stretch, and they usually pair it with a nice big yawn. And you do too in the morning, really, probably most good mornings. You take a big stretch and you pair it with a yawn. It's called pandiculation. Pandiculation is stretching from the inside out. It's waking up your nervous system. That's what's so important. It gets you ready to fully engage in your day. Big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let that sighing feel good. Let the stretching feel good. Come back to the midline of your body. Lengthen up with your fingertips like your extended mountain pose. Let your shoulders relax just a little bit. Now come on up onto your toes. Imagine somebody pulling you up by the fingers in a nice way, pulling you up to the sky. Come on back up onto your feet, your heels. Let it feel good. Come on down, root on into the earth, tee out your arms, do little arm circles, draw little circles with your fingertips at the sides of the room. And make them bigger, maybe. And add in the knees. Put a bend in your knees when the hands come down. Arms go up, knees straighten up. Arm circles as big as you like. Get into the shoulders if you want. Bend the knees. A little or a lot, it's all good. Then take your arm circles back in the other direction. Little circles, big circles, just move. That's it, 2 words, just move. Enough is enough. You're good enough. Movement is so important. You are whole just where you are. Enjoy what you got. Come back up to standing. Let your shoulders be over your hips. Take a deep breath in as your arms are heavy down by your sides. And a deep breath out, settle into those feet. You're familiar with them. You woke the feet up. It feels good to settle into them. Now let's do our big coat swing. Start to sway from side to side. Twist. You're twisting, not swaying. You're twisting at the waist. Letting one arm touch your hip, letting one arm tap your bottom. Look over your shoulder or close your eyes and challenge your balance. Little controlled twist. You got it going on. Sigh it out, breathe it out. Let's finish. Ragdoll time. Good on you. You're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your health. That's the most important thing, taking care of you. Don't be self-critical. Just realize you're doing good things. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Lengthen up to the crown of your head and then fold forward. Feet about hip width distance apart. Head is down toward the earth. Chin is toward the chest. Little bend in your knees might feel awesome. And who doesn't want to feel awesome? Bring one elbow back toward one knee. Other elbow back toward the other knee. Sigh it out, let it go. You're decompressing your low back. Feel the goodness here. Imagine your elbows are like drawing an infinity sign, a sideways number 8 on the ground. Can you envision that? Does that help make this pose more understandable? So, in these large halfway sideways number 8 that you're drawing on the ground, do you feel the goodness in your hips? Maybe add a little bit of a sway here. Eyes can be closed or opened. Finish up in your ragdoll pose. Come back to the midline of your body. Release your fingertips toward the earth, and we're going to make our way down to our mat. Bend your knees. Come on down. It's time for child's pose. All right, here's an opportunity for you to use your block if you wish to do that. So you can bring your block onto your mat. Knees can be together, big toes touching. Hips back to your heels. Arms down by your sides with your palms up. Rest your forehead on your block if you like, or bring it on down to the earth. There's your tight little concise child's pose. Variation, knees spread wide, hips still go back to the heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat, reach them, stretch them, let it feel good. Block can be under your forehead, or you can bring your forehead down to the ground. Block, you can push it to the top of your mat and put your hands on it. Oh, that's a big stretch in the shoulders. How does that feel? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. If you don't, if it hurts, come out of it. If it's just uncomfortable and you're just, I don't want to do it, well, maybe push yourself. Say, I'm going to do it. It doesn't hurt. Not real comfortable, but it doesn't hurt, so I'm going to give it a try. Push into your hands if you're in an extended child's pose. Send your tailbone more back toward your heels. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Let it go. As you inhale, think of your lungs expanding to the sides of your room. And as you exhale, think of your tailbone going further to the back of your room. If you're ready, when you're ready, if you're ready, if you want to, close your lips. Breathe in and out of your nose only for what's called Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Build heat in your body and focus inward. It's all about you. Nobody else, nothing else. Breathe in and breathe out. That's not a selfish statement. All it is just recognizing you got to take care of you first before you can take good care of others. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Come back to this child's pose anytime you want. It's plenty of a stretch. Your quads are getting a wake-up call, as are the knees and the ankles. If you're in the extended child's pose, ooh, you're feeling it in the arms and in the armpits, especially if you're on this block. But your spine is lengthening in either variation, and that's a really good thing. Bring your elbows down to the mat in an extended position. So if your arms down by your sides, bring them on up to the top. Elbows down to the mat, bring your hands to a prayer position behind your neck. Stretch out your triceps, the backs of your arms. Hands are in prayer, touching palms behind your neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Stay in your child's pose longer if you like, any variation that feels right today. Just allow yourself to find peace in the poses and comfort. Think of that pandiculation, stretching it out, engaging the nervous system to allow you to be fully engaged with your day. I'm going to come out of this pose. I'm going to work my hands back down to the mat. I'm going to press on up to a neutral tabletop position. I'm going to stretch out my forearms next. So I'm going to bring my knees underneath my hips, shoulders over my wrists in a neutral tabletop position. I'm going to push the tops of my feet into my mat. I'm going to keep my back nice and flat, and I'm going to gaze down between my thumbs. Then I'm going to flip my hands to stretch my forearms and bring my fingers back towards my knees. So now I'm going to gaze between my pinkies, because the pinkies are on the inside. Now I'm going to stretch my forearms. I'm going to move my hips side to side, back and forth a little bit. Feel that good stretch in your forearms. If you like it, do more of it. If you don't like it, still yourself. Maybe take it to 10% or come out of it completely. You know what works for you. Big stretch in the forearms. Let it feel good. All right. Let's come out of it. I'm going to bring my hands back to a natural position off the mat and wiggle my fingers to get those tingly feelings out of my forearms. I'm going to do a toes pose and an ankle pose flow. So to do that, let's find our two blocks. You don't have to use the blocks. You can bring your hands down to the mat. I'm going to pop on up, drawing my toes towards my shins, having my heels up, and I'm going to have a seat back on my heels. This is toes pose. Ooh, is it intense? Yes, it is. You can feel it in the bottoms of your feet. You can feel it in your toes, that's for sure, right? It's supposedly great for the fascia in the feet. It breaks up the fascia. It gives you greater mobility because it's working on that foundation. Greater strength, greater mobility in the foundation is what we all need. All right, so toes pose. If it hurts, come out of it. If it's just uncomfortable, suck it up, buttercup. You can do it as long as it doesn't hurt. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, as you're ready, bring the tops of the feet onto the mat. Use your blocks to walk on back and balance on the tops of your feet. So you got the blocks. Let your knees stay together, but let them pop up off the mat. Lean on back into the tops of your feet. And it's not a huge balancing pose, but it is a balancing pose. Your core is engaged a little bit here. That's a good thing. Use the blocks too if you want. Or no blocks at all, use your hands on the mat. Or forget the hands, bring them to prayer center. Maybe try to close your eyes and challenge your balance here. I think that's the hardest level to go to. And then flow it a couple times, back and forth. Toes pose your way, however you like it. Maybe hands at prayer center, and you repeat your little mantra. I can do it. Yes, I can. Whatever is a positive statement that you need to say to yourself today, and make it a good one. Nobody knows it. It's in your head. Tell yourself good things. Rewire your brain to be positive about you and your body and its capabilities. Breathe. All right. Toes pose, ankle flow. How's it going? With or without the blocks, you decide. Say yes to these challenges. Give yourself a challenge. Maybe today sitting on your heels is a huge challenge. Good on you if that's the case. You only grow when you challenge yourself. You grow, you have courage, and then change happens. Good change. All right, are we done with flowing this toes pose and ankle pose? Oh, doesn't it feel good? Do you want to stay here longer and continue it? Go for it. I'm going to come into a cat-cow. Cat-cow pose, neutral tabletop, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Suction cup your fingers like a little gecko into your mat. Lengthen through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Cat-cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, arch your back up to the sky. There's your cat pose. Oh, that feels good. Stretch it out. Inhale, cow pose. Tailbone and crown of the head go up to the sky. Exhale for cat. Think of bringing your belly button to your spine. Tucking your tailbone, tucking your chin, arching the back. Cow pose is just the opposite. Crown of the head and tailbone lift. So think of the good movement in your neck. Think of the good movement in your low back. There's your cat-cow. How does it feel? Feels awesome. It feels so good. Don't you just want to tuck your tailbone more? And don't you wish you were able to lift your tailbone more up to the sky when it comes time to do your cow? All right, we're done there. Let's do a cat pulling its tail. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Pulse the foot up a little bit. Try to keep both hips equal distant to the mat. Draw your heel closer to your bottom. Stay right here if you like and pulse the heel in. Push the earth away hard with your hands. Maybe you take the left hand, reach around and capture your right foot behind your back. Maybe you kick into your hand, letting the collarbone, the left side, open up as you look to the left side of your room. Pull the tail, cat pull the tail. Maybe you look over your shoulder. And then finish. Hand comes down, knee comes down. We have another side to do. Lift the left leg up. Maybe today it's pulsing the foot up to the sky. Maybe today it's kicking the heel in towards your bottom. Maybe today you want to push hard into the earth, give it a go, reach the right hand back, capture the left foot, kick into the hand, look over to the right side of your room, over your right shoulder, kick harder into your hand. And then finish. Knee comes down, hand comes down. There's your cat-cow. There's your cat pulling its tail. Pretty sweet, huh? All right. Next pose. Hey, hi, Tammy. Thank you for getting up so early in Colorado. Lynn, how are you? How's Gracie? Hi, Tyrone. How are you? Diane, David, Betty, Kelly, Diana, D, Stanley, Marietta, Tina. Glad you guys are here. Let's go. All right. Bird dog pose. You can use that ball if you want. The ball is so fun. Buy one for yourself for the holidays. Holiday gift. Real exciting. Press the ball into the earth. Remember, it's squishy because the purpose of the ball is to create an unstable surface. Put your right knee on the ball. Maybe if you don't have a ball, no big deal. Just plant your right knee. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Draw your right toes towards your shins so you got a little bit of a kickstand there. Press into your hands. Extend your left leg long. Hold it here. Maybe point the toes or draw the toes to the shin. Your call. Left leg is extended. Let's extend the right arm. This is your bird dog pose. You look like a bird dog. Maybe lift the back leg a little higher. Reach through your fingers. Reach through your heel or your toes. But push into the earth. It helps you keep your balance. Draw your elbow to your knee under your navel and reach. Elbow to knee and reach. Elbow to knee and reach. Maybe one more time or maybe no times at all. Hand comes down, knee comes down. Guess what? Other side. Ball under the left knee. Ball's under the knee. Balance here. Draw the left toes toward the shin. Right leg goes long and straight. Toes tuck or pointed. Your call. Breathe. Now, the right leg is lifted a little higher. Right arm or left arm reaches long and strong and stretches to the front of your room. Spine is lengthening. Hold on. Elbow to knee, once, twice, however many times you want. Finish it up, even it out, call it quits. You did it. Hand down, knee down, remove the ball. No ball? Totally fine. Don't sweat it. That was your bird dog, a balancing pose. Kind of gets your heart going, doesn't it? It's a good one. All right, now take the ball if you want, or no ball at all. Place it behind your right knee. Again, back to that neutral tabletop. We're gonna do those beloved poses that work the backside, those big muscles in the glutes. We're gonna do a fire hydrant pose to begin. Press into the earth, draw your right toes towards your shin. It helps you hold on to that ball. Start to lift the right leg to the side of the room. Breathe. Hips stay in alignment, so do the shoulders. Lift it and lower it. Now the deal is you can be a big dog on a fire hydrant or a little teeny dachshund. Your call. Little Gracie, but Gracie's a girl. But I just lift your leg. All right, lift and lower. Ankle, maybe higher than the knee. Breathe. Strong. Yes, you are. You got it. Gotta love our Pilates. Gotta love our barre. Gotta love our yoga. Gotta love our weights. All right, let's finish up with that fire hydrant pose and take it to a donkey kick. Hover the right knee next to the left. Then lift the right leg a little higher. Lift it up so the thigh is parallel to the earth. Now, check in with your hips. Have your hips equidistant to the mat. You're gazing down between your thumbs. Lengthen through your neck. When you're ready, start to pulse your heel in towards your bottom. Little teeny kicks here. And feel what you feel. And what do you feel? You feel strengthening of the low back, right? Hopefully. If there's any pain, come out of it. If it's not painful, if it's just uncomfortable, realize that you're pretty tough. You can do this. Push into the earth. Kick the heel into your bottom. And then hold it nice and tight. Squeeze the heel toward the bottom. And then lift your foot, the right foot, up, like you're stomping on the ceiling. Breathe. You got it. This is a variation of your donkey kick. Strengthening the low back. Oh, you got it. You got it. And when you're ready, let's finish. Hover the right knee next to the left. Oh, just feel what you feel. And then plant the right leg down. Other side, left side, remove the ball. If you don't have the ball, no big deal. You could put a weight back there. You could put a block. It's kind of awkward, but maybe you put nothing at all. Totally fine. Just give it a good squeeze. Let's start by doing our fire hydrant. Lift the leg to the side of the room. Your way. Keep both hips down, but keep lifting. Ooh, you want that mobility in the hips. Little dog, big dog, it's all good. Breathe. You know, little refinements here. Maybe the ankle comes a teeny bit higher than the knee. Maybe your dog needs to grow up a little bit. Maybe lift the leg a little higher. Just give it a go. See what you think. Maybe set some new thresholds for yourself. All right. Let's finish up in this pose. Let's hover the left knee next to the right near the mat. Just hover it there. Then bring the knee back. Thigh is parallel to the earth. Adjust your hips so they're equidistant. I always got to come back to that reminder. As you're ready, start to pulse the heel in to your bottom. Kick it in. Strengthening here. Don't forget to push into your mat. And you know, when you're down on your neutral tabletop or doing your plank, spread your fingers wide. Keep pulsing that heel. Press a little more weight into your thumb and your pointer finger and have a little bit of suction in your fingertips like a gecko. Breathe. All right, so are we done pulsing? I think we are. Let's squeeze the ball good and tight. Now just lift your foot up toward the ceiling. Pulse it up. Little pulses. The pulses are emblematic of a barre practice. Little teeny pulses, little movements. Don't have to move much to feel that burn. Embrace the burn. How are you doing? Gotta love it, right? Let me tell you what's coming next. We're gonna do a wide-legged child's pose, and it's gonna feel really awesome on your glutes. In fact, let's go there now. Bring the left knee to hover next to the right just for a moment. Plant the left knee next to the right. Remove the ball. Spread your knees as wide as you can. Sink your hips back to your heels. Reach your arms long to the top of the mat. Stretch it out. Push into your hands so that you feel like you're extending extending and sliding your mat even further and longer. Breathe. Woo, good stretch, isn't it? Breathe in and breathe out. Let it go. All right, next pose, one of our favorites. It is time to plank. Yay! All right, we do a 1-minute plank just about every day. Helps build strength. Maybe you stay longer. There's time to stay longer. There's time right now. If you've been doing this for a while with me, and I know many of you have, you can get into your variation of plank. Go for it. If you're new to planking, here's an idea. Grab your yoga blocks if you've got them. Lean on back. Take your time getting back here because you're strong. Come on back, lean on back. Imagine the blocks are on the ceiling and you're pressing into them as if you're in a plank pose. Just get into your head here. Think you're in a plank, believe you're in a plank, and you are in a plank. All right, here's another variation. Let's do this in layers. If you're fairly new to planking, but you want to take it a little deeper, come from your neutral tabletop. Spread your knees a little wider, just adjust them. Work your arms more forward and hinge your weight more forward. Gecko fingers, remember. Hinge your weight forward so you feel like you're about to do a high school push-up, right? Ooh, all right. Push into the mat. You can hold it right here and take this knee variation of a plank. If it's too much on your wrists or you want to shake it up and do something different, drop to your forearms. But have your elbow under your shoulder. Press your forearms into the mat. Send your knees back a little bit and just rest here. You can be on your knees here in this forearm plank, also known as a dolphin plank. Options, draw your toes towards your shins, press on up and hold it here like a straight solid plank, like a board. You're pressing into the balls of your feet and your hands are strong as your forearms press into the earth. I'm gonna take a high plank, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna turn this way so I can see the timer better. Gonna press into our hands. I'm gonna send my legs long. Let's go, Dwayne, with a 1-minute timer. Here we go. All right, so back is nice and flat. Core is strong and engaged. Shoulders are over your wrists. Fingers spread wide. Feet hip width distance apart. Lengthen through your spine. Push into the earth. So much to remember, but you're 15 seconds in. Push, you got it. Take a break when you need it. What does that mean? Come down to your knees if you want, or if you want, push your hips to the sky. Come to a downward facing dog. It's all good. I'm gonna push into the earth. Re-engage the core, stay strong. We've got 20 seconds to go. You can do this. Strong arms, they're stable, they're aligned. Breathe, your legs are strong, your body is strong. Hold on, we'll prove it to you when we lift weights in a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are done. There you go. Come down to your knees, grab a drink, have a seat on your heels. Even that has a name. It's called Thunderbolt. All right, how long did you go? Doesn't matter. Only you know, and it only matters to you. All right. Don't be hard on yourself. If you did a 1 second plank, good on you. Maybe you ended up doing 2 minutes. It's all good. Okay, there we go. We did our plank. Let's do some more for the core, and let's get moving. All right, frog crunches. Here's an option. Bring your block down to the bottom of your mat. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Pinky edge side of your foot. Hello, Stan the man. How are you? How's Jimmy? How's Tina? How's Rena? How's Liz? I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, Barbara. Okay, soles of your feet are touching. Pinky edge side is either on the block or on your mat. All right, here we go. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen and recline. All right, play a little game with yourself. And that's when we do these reclines. See how slow you can take it. Maybe you stop and pause here or there, but just come on down and try to avoid the clunk at the end. Now, maybe you want to bring your block up closer to your groin, or maybe you want to ditch the block. I'm going to have my feet elevated here on the block at its stable height. Bring your fingertips lightly to your temples. Open up your elbows to the sides of the room. Take a deep breath in. Maybe a sighing breath out. On your next inhale, lift on up through the shoulders, chin up to the sky, and pulse it. Pulse it, pulse it. Pulse it up. Breathe. Elbows open, chin up to the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, as you lift through the shoulders, pulse, pulse, pulse. You got it, you got it, pulse. Oh, how fun, right? Oh, those pulsing movements. A lot of times we come all the way down to the ground. Today we're pulsing it. It's something different. And different is good, right? Pulse, pulse. Feel it in your strong core. Getting stronger with every pulse. Getting stronger with every practice that you do. Stick with it. You got it. Pulse, pulse. Have you had enough? No, we want some more. Let's go. Lift, lift, lift. And when you're ready, let's count it down. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 2, 2, and done. Come on down. Oh my goodness, how are you doing? All right, you're agile, you're limber. Get your feet off that block. If you didn't use it, find it. Bring the block between your ankles. Send it up to the sky. Reach on up, capture the block. Now in your boat pose, come on up to boat. So you're leaning back, shoulders are back. Take the block and bring it under your legs and up and over the legs. Switch directions, block, under, over. Spread your legs a little bit, like a figure 8, like we did in our ragdoll. Sideways figure 8 between the legs. Let it go, hold on. Your core is strong, you can do it. All right, let me show you how strong your core is. Let's finish here. Bring your feet down, take a forward fold, restorative forward fold, chest towards your thighs. Reach your hands towards your ankles, hug your elbows in. Draw your head toward your knees, stretch it out. Come on up to a seated position, shoulders over your hips. Hands together in prayer. A Pilates pose is coming next. Lengthen up to the crown of your head and take your time to recline. You got it. Come on back. You did boat just a few moments ago. You can hold your core. You can do this. Come on down. All the way down, arms down by your sides. You know where we're going. Rosemary, this is one of your favorite poses. Okay, here we go. Pilates 100s. Lots of ways to do it. You can slip the ball under your ankles under your heels, if you like. I'm gonna do it with nothing today. Arms down by your sides, shoulders way down by your sides. Fingers are reaching toward the bottom of the mat. Peel your shoulders up and pulse your hands. Arms, pulse, pulse, as if you're patting a little puppy on the ground. Add in the legs, lift them up. Maybe bring the shoulders a little higher. You decide what feels right for you today. Now, Joseph Pilates, his idea was to do this 100 times, hence the name, hundreds. You decide. Maybe 100 is good for you, maybe you don't count. I suggest you don't count. You just do right. Loosen your shoulders a little bit more, fingers toward the bottom. Maybe lift your legs a little higher or not. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Breathe. Maybe shoulders lift a little more. You decide. And as you're ready, we'll finish up in this pose. Whenever you're ready, let's finish. Heels come down, arms go high overhead, stretch it out, stick pose, toes point, fingers point. Breathe in, sigh it out, let it go. That is your hundreds. Okay, let's press on up. Use your hands or don't use your hands. Press on up to seated. Find your weights. 1 weight, 2 weights, no weights. Maybe it's your water bottle. All right, put a little bend in your knees. Maybe lift your feet up a little bit. Think of Russian twist. Twist with the weights. Maybe you don't want to use the weights. Totally fine. Ditch the weights. Don't use them. Keep your hands at prayer center. You decide how you want to take this. Twist, twist. Whoo! Nice. You got it. Let's love on our hips. They need it after this boat pose, right? Let's finish. Come back to seated. Place your weights down. Take your legs long, toes up to the sky. Reach towards your toes. Maybe you can touch your toes. Maybe you reach for your calves. Breathe, lengthen. Maybe you hold on to the feet. Maybe you drape your wrists over your toes. Don't worry about putting a bend in your knees. Totally fine. Breathe. Pull the toes toward the shin. Bring your forehead toward your knees. Come on up, shoulders over your hips, find your 2 blocks, and let's go into a lunge. All right, stand on your knees, blocks by your sides. You don't have to use the blocks. You could use your hands. Blocks, bring the ground up to you, and in this case, I think make it a little easier. Nothing wrong with that. All right, because it's about the hips. It doesn't matter how you use your arms. Bring your right foot forward, knee over ankle. Left leg long and straight. Maybe put a towel under your left knee. You decide. What you want to feel here is some awesomeness in that left hip. Stretch it out, because most of us, we sit too much, right? And you think you're crunched over. Let's extend right in there in those hip flexors. Breathe. Hands can be on the blocks. Hands can interlace fingers and press them into your thigh. That's totally fine. In fact, that's what I think I'll do today. I'm going to press my interlaced fingers into my thigh. I'm going to act as if I'm sliding the skin on my leg forward. And I'm going to look forward. And I'm going to feel the intensity in that left hip. Whew. Breathe. How do you like it? Maybe you want to change it up a little bit and lift your arms up to the sky. Maybe you want to take a little baby back bend. Maybe you want to bring your hands to prayer center and keep them right there. I'm going to reintroduce the blocks, and I'm going to straighten my right leg and surf. All I'm doing is moving this right leg. Everything else is moving too. It all works together, right? But I'm just focusing on moving this right leg. So think of like being on a surfboard. Right, Mick? Right, Cherie? You got it. All right, surfing. All right, when you're ready, if you want, take the blocks back with you. Bring your bottom to your left heel. Right toes go up to the sky. Back and forth, use the blocks. Or don't use the blocks and go back and forth. Heel to, bottom to your heel. Or not, you decide. What do you want to do? Maybe no hands at all. And you find your movement. Whatever your movement is, and it's all good. All right, finish. Back to that starting position. Right knee comes down. It's the left side's turn. Left knee over left ankle. Straighten that right leg, most important part of the practice, of the pose here. Press the top of the right foot into the mat. Really push it in. Feel the length in the right hip. You stay. Where's right for you? Maybe you decide. Keep your hands on those blocks. And your chest is almost resting on your thigh. That's totally fine. Rest here, stay here. It's still a real active pose for that hip. Don't think it's not. Don't think this is any less. It's just different. And you've got to let the yoga meet you where you are. Don't push to do something that's not right today. Maybe for you, you want to bring the hips over the shoulders and rest at prayer center. Maybe you want to lift the arms up to the sky and stop there, or take a little back bend. Hands back to prayer center. Have that attitude of gratitude, the I can do it mantra if you like. And maybe you start to surf a little with or without the blocks, or a lot with or without the blocks. Your call. Here's what you're going for. That hip, you want to feel goodness in that right hip. And while you're doing that, as you surf, getting that nice bend going in both knees, actually. Breathe. Play with it. Remember, it's just yoga. As long as it doesn't hurt, it's good. And the big thing is you're taking the time for yourself on your mat. All right, you surfed it out a couple of times. Let's finish here. All right, so let's challenge ourselves a little bit. Come back to that standing on the right knee, left knee over the ankle. Let's come up to standing from here. You can put your hands on a chair or on the ground, it's up to you. Or maybe think of your core. When you're ready, sweep the right foot up to meet the left and come on up to standing. Let's do a little bit with our weights. Now, like I said, you can have 2 water bottles or nothing at all. It's your call. Okay, how are we? Where should I stand, Dwayne? How about right here? Okay, time to do the weights, hand weights. Let's go. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna move that way. How's that? All right, so your weights, bring them so your palms are facing the sky. Weights to your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows back and down. As you're ready, start to lift here. Think of like lifting a bar up over your head. Breathe. So you're in this extended mountain pose when your arms are up, and then you bring them on down to your shoulders. Well, I guess not really an extended mountain pose, because extended mountain pose would have your palms facing inward. So your palms are facing toward the front of the room. So let's do that a little bit more, and then we'll switch it up to have the palms face inward. Feel what you feel in the shoulders. Bring the weights up to the sky. Now flip your hands so your palms are in, like your extended mountain pose. Now bring the weights down to your shoulders and lift. Weights to shoulders and lift. And I don't know what size weights you have. Maybe you've got 2 water bottles, that's great. Just a little bit of resistance. Give it a go, give it a try. All right, now let's bring our weights to our shoulders. Tee out your arms nice and wide. And when you're ready, start to bring the weights back to the shoulders with your elbows towards the side of the room. So your upper back feels tight. You feel concise and strong here. And you know, your core is engaged. Think about strength in your belly. And to engage your core, think of bringing the belly button back toward your spine. So your foundation is strong. Start from the ground up. Feet are strong, we've worked those. Your core is strong, we certainly worked that. So you're solid here, like a tree trunk, right? So now you know you could alternate these weights, one in while the other's out. You can turn your head in the direction of one arm, then the other to get your neck going a little bit. You decide how you want it to be. All right. Remember, staying strong, shoulders are over your hips, you're all strong in your arms, your core is solid. Now, let's finish up. Take your arms, extend them high to the sky and pulse them up. Up, 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 little pulses, we're not gonna be here long. In fact, we're just gonna do a few more, then we're gonna flip our palms face down and pulse them down. You got it. Arms are strong, you got it. Don't quit, don't give up. Maybe you need to take a breath, maybe let the arms rest for a moment or two, then come back to the game. It's amazing how just that one little breath and a rest can bring you back in. So stay in. Let's finish with being in the game. Let's finish now. Bring your arms down by your sides. Think of serving a tray. So sweep your arms forward, bring your arms forward, forearms face up, palms up, little teeny pulses of these weights now. You can alternate them just for fun or pulse them. Pulse them. You got it. You got it. You got it. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Now let's finish. Bring the weights down by your sides. Palms in towards your hips. Shoulders back and down. Now flip your hands so your palms are forward. Your elbows are nice and hugged in. You can feel your waist there with your elbows. Start to do some bicep curls. Lift and lower. Add in the legs a little bit. Put some softness in the knees. Breathe. Breathe. Alternate. One arm goes up, the other goes down. But you're keeping your biceps tight. They're hugged in. Feel the strength there. Maybe challenge your balance in doing this. Maybe pop on up to the balls of your feet as you lift the weights to your shoulder and then extend them down. Lift and lower. Maybe on the balls of your feet. Maybe alternate. That'll throw your balance off a little bit, and that's good. Breathe. Hold on. Stay strong. Let's finish. Weights down by your sides. Palms in towards your hips. Stay up on your balls of your feet if you want. Hinge forward slightly. Bend your elbows, drawing the ends of the weights up towards your armpits. Think drinking bird. Remember those drinking birds that would sit on bars? You know, they'd bow and they'd hit the water and then they'd come back up. All right, I digress. Sit a little lower. Now send your arms back and bring the elbows with a nice deep bend, weights back to the armpits. Extend to the back of the room and then to the armpits. Hold them back toward the back wall and pulse the opposite end of the weights up, up, up to the sky. You're still looking forward. Pulse the weights in now towards your spine. Stay on the balls of your feet or not. It's up to you. Come on up to standing. Let your shoulders relax and let those weights feel good in your arms. When you're ready, little cross-body punches. Feet a little wider than hip width distance. Punch a weight across your body, then to the other side. So it's like you're drawing an X on the ground with these weights. Let one heel pop up. The heel opposite the arm that's extending pops up. You know, think of it as like a little dance move in your feet. Find your balance, maybe tap your toes. You got it. Cross-body movements are good for your brain. Yoga is good for your brain. So many great articles about how yoga is so good for the brain, the body, the soul. the mind. All right, let's finish here. Those cross body punches. Let your elbows come, let your shoulders come down. Breathe, arms are straight, weights by your sides. Let's take the weights, hinge forward, place them on the ground, come back up to standing for your tree pose. Hands to prayer center, weight into one leg. Open the other leg up to the side of the room. Bring the sole of that bent leg's foot inside the standing leg. Bring it on up, high as you like, but just don't put it on your knee. Check out your hips, ensure that they're equidistant to the side of the room. Hands to prayer center or to a chair. Lengthen up and grow your branches. This is your tree pose. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Find your balance here. And when you're ready, hands back to prayer center, guide the knee to the front of the room, plant the right foot next to the left, other side. Root through the opposite leg, bend in the other leg, slip the foot on, up, up, up. Press the foot into your leg and leg into your foot. Hands to your hips, hands to prayer center. Lengthen up, look up, feel the length. You created length in your hips when you did that surfing pose and that lunge. Think of the crown of the head going high to the sky. You're strong. Your arms are strong, your legs are strong, your foundation is solid. Believe it, know it, it's true. Grow a branch or another branch. Sway the branches if you want. Push your foot into your leg and your leg into the foot. It helps. Look to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Focus, that helps too. Finish up, hands back to prayer center, guide the knee to the front of the room, plant the left foot next to the right. Let's do You Will Look Taller, a great pose from physical therapy. Bring your arms up high into the shape of a letter Y. Legs are zipped up good and tight. You look like the letter Y for you. Elbows bend, squeeze the shoulders to the back of the room, a big W shape in your arms. You will. 2 L's for look, forward and backwards, 2 L's. Elbows hugged into your waist. You will look, tee out your arms, taller. This is the best part, pulse them back. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Feel your chest nice and open. Strengthen your upper back. Great, fantastic, wonderful pose for your posture. Let's do it again. You. Remember to press the backs of the hands to the back of the room. Will. Look, and pulsing, bringing the backs of the hands to the back of the room for every one of these letters. T for taller, now pulse it back, pulse it back, pulse it back. Now let's finish. Close your eyes and let your arms float down by your sides. Feel how you feel in this standing position. I think that you always feel like you look taller. Your posture is better. You're standing up nice and straight. You want to stand up straight. Most of us, we start to slouch. We slouch, we keep our heads down, we slouch. Shoulders back. Your You Will Look Taller pose will help with that. Alignment is so important. Hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Here we go. We're going to do a Warrior 3 pose. Take a big step forward with your right foot. As you step forward, hinge the weight into that right leg. Put a little bouncy bend into your knee. Lift your left leg up, up, up. Even higher still. Hands to your hips, hands to a chair. Hands can reach far, far, far in front of you. Breathe and hold here. Hands to prayer center. Left foot meets right. Stay nice and low like you're in a chair pose here. When you're ready, step forward with your left foot. Right foot goes back. Left foot, your weight goes into this left leg. Knee over ankle, little bend in it. Right leg lifts, hands to prayer center, hands to your hips, wherever you want them to be. Lift that right leg higher. Maybe add in the arms. Reach and stretch the arms long. Bring your body into the shape of a capital letter T. Finish. Hands to prayer center. Right foot meets left. Bend your knees and look back to your knees. Think of your nose touching your knees. Bend your knees and come on down to your mat. Once you're down on your mat, let's take our weights. Bring your eye shade and towel up near your shoulders. That's a good sign. It means we're going to be finishing soon. Take your weights, come on down to recline. Hold on to your weights. Maybe bring them to the midline of your body and recline. You got these weights here. You can do it. Come on, recline. Recline. All the way. Once you're down, bend your knees, bridge pose. Arms down by your sides, but hold the weights for a moment. Press into your feet, pop your hips on up to the sky as you press into your feet. Now the weights, bring them to your hips. Let them rest, kind of in your hip crease. Hold it here and pulse the weights up. Up, up. Now you don't have to have the weights. You could ditch them, put them by your sides, and keep your arms down by your sides. Pulse, pulse. Let's do some little hip dips. So lift your hips good and high. Maybe dip one hip down to the earth. Bring it on back up to that starting position. Dip the other hip down to the earth. Lift it on up. With or without the weights, do your little hip dips. Just kind of let one cheek touch the earth. Then you pop it on back up. Little hip dips. Ooh, are you feeling it yet? All right, I hope so. It's all good. All right, let's finish up here. Send your hips good and high and pulse your hips up to the sky. I'm gonna work my heels a little closer to my bottom. I'm gonna pulse, pulse, pulse. And remember, ditch the weights if you want. You don't have to have them here. Breathe. Let's finish. Roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Let's get back into the shoulders. Bring the weights up by your shoulders. So you want your palms up toward the sky, and you're just gonna lift those weights up, up. You can keep your eyes closed. Breathe. Think of like a reclined bench. Press. Pressing the weights up, up, up. And let's finish. Bring the weights down. Roll over onto your belly. That feels good. Enjoy the getting there. Roll onto one hip, then the other. Let's do Superman. All right, on your belly, reach your arms long to the top of the mat. Lift your legs up, lift your arms up. Fly like Superman. Lift your chin up. Breathe. Take it to Pilates swimmer. Kick your feet, move your arms, breathe. There you go. Take your hands, bring them underneath your collarbones, bring your legs down. Press on up to a seal pose. Press on up even higher and to a standing on your knees pose. Push your hips more forward. Push your hips forward. Send your elbows back. Gaze to the back of the room. You don't have to go very far. Keep your hands on your hips for nice support. And then finish. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Let's come on down to your mat. Once you're down here, oh gosh, time is ticking away, isn't it? Hands to prayer center. Take a big inhale, lengthen up, and recline. Good and slowly. Maybe stay at one level here or there. Core is engaged because you are strong. Let's go all the way down. All the way down. Bend your knees. Left hand under left knee, right hand under right knee. Rock a little bit from side to side. Ooh, enjoy that low back massage. You earned it. As you're ready, let's finish. Come back, tailbone to the midline of your body. Legs go long, let them go down one at a time. Float them on down, you're in control. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. And let's go into final Shavasana. All right, for your final Shavasana pose, arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through your neck and the crown of your head. Maybe circle your ankles a teeny bit, let your toes fall to the sides of your mat. Breathe in, sigh it out, let it go. Soften the area between your eyebrows, you got it. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Put that mantra back in your head. I can do it. I am capable. I am able. I can. Yes, I can. Keep that in your head. If you'd like to touch your pause button, you can pause the video so you can stay in your final Shavasana longer. Maybe give it a good 5 minutes. Or longer. And when you're ready to conclude your practice, just press play again and take a deep breath in and a big sighing breath out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles. Reach high, stretch high. Remember pendiculation, the big stretch. Oh, like our pet cats and dogs do. The big stretch, maybe grab one wrist and pull it, then the other and pull it. Stretch, reach, maybe pair it with a yawn. And when you're ready, let's get up a little differently. And like you're doing a sit-up. Just come on up. Roll on up. and come to seated. You can do it. You're more capable than you give yourself credit for. I truly believe that. Sit with your legs crisscrossed, applesauce. Hands to prayer center, always a good place to be. Thumbs pressed into your chest, lengthen up through your spine. Your spine is good and long and straight because you will look taller. Take a deep breath in and a big sighing breath out. Blink your eyes open. You did it. You did it. Are you going to stretch like a dog? Good. All right, eyes are open. How are you doing? Stress number you took in the beginning, what was it? But more importantly, what is it? Say yes to challenges today. Say yes to things that challenge you, because the yes is what makes you grow. Have some courage, say yes, and things will change for the better. I promise. And so will things change for the better if you keep doing your yoga. See you on your mats tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Tell your friends about us. Love you guys. Namaste. Bye. Hi. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga is doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.